Okay.
And to keep it 100 with you, I never told the story. Like I watch, like I just sit back and watch sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my father taught me play fool or catch the wise. So sometimes I just sit back
Mm-hmm.
and I went through something in the conscious community that changed my view of how I seen people. So I don't want you to think I'm avoiding the question. We're gonna get all the way into the
I'm about to
story.
say because I'll bring it right back if you try to go somewhere else. But go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, I'll bring it right back on you. But go ahead though.
So I had actually went through a situation with another brother in the community
Uh huh.
and lost a $225,000 house
Mm.
with that phony, that baloney paperwork, sovereignty, this, that whole bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when I stepped out, I was the first person in the community to step out and say, "Yo, that paperwork shit is a fraud. That shit is fake. Like it's the videos are still out there." I was the first one to say, "Listen, I was hurt by that. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally, you know what I'm saying? I lost my house where I lived at. It wasn't like a play game, like, you know, it wasn't no, it was a real thing for me. And I came out and I was like, yo, let me warn the people, like, yo, don't believe this paperwork shit. It's gonna hurt you
So two things really quick. When we curse,
in the
YouTube get us.
house.
Okay.
And then got into the paperwork thing and bought into the whole idea of the birth certificate, UCC, so you know, the whole that
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah.
And so when I came to the people, you know what I'm saying? I still get a little, you know, so that's where the language gets colorful, you know what I'm
Got you.
saying? But I'm
Got you.
but because it really was crazy. And it wasn't even the material. It was what happened after I came to the people and I told everybody on my blog talk. You know, blog talk was the vibe before it was
Facts.
YouTube. Everybody
Facts.
was on blog. So I'm like, yo, you're gonna lose your crib, your house, your don't be careful. Everybody said, oh my God, Inky's a hater.
Mm.
Inky's a hater. He's hating. He hating. He don't want to see nobody else come up and whoop whoop whoop. And I have my website at the time, 33rddynasty.com. People stopped buying from my website. People stopped supporting my little videos. Everybody said I was a hater. The platforms, the people, everybody did this.
Mm.
Everybody turned their back, right? So what I do, I'm in the middle of a real situation with my family, so I had to do what I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Money wasn't really a issue as much at that time, so it was easy for me to go ahead and take care of what I needed to take care of and handle my business. You know, we were situated. And when I came back with my new website, my new business, start writing my books again, teaching, coming back into the community, I said, okay, cool. This go round.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what happens 12 months, 18 months, 24 months after that?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the community starts complaining that they're putting money up into this paperwork. And guess what's happening? They're calling it a scam. They're
Mm.
saying it's a fraud. They're saying they're getting ripped off. And they're looking at me. They looking at me saying, yo, you sitting right up there on the platform. How can you let this happen?
Mm.
Why aren't you saying anything? And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. I told y'all didn't listen.
Mm.
In fact, y'all turned y'all back on me when I told y'all what the deal was. So how dare you? How dare you turn back around to me and say, how come I didn't say something? How come you didn't listen? Hosea 4:6, my people are dying for lack of knowledge because they rejected
Mm.
knowledge. And we live in a digital footprint world. So when I'm saying these things, all of these things on the last video, right? And this is all in answering your comic class. Polite comes to the class. He does a little thing. And at the end of the class, he says he writes and prints his own books. So at the end of that class, I walked up to him like, yo, I got a book. How much it costs for you to print it? Shot him the bread on the spot. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we created our relationship. So he comes to me with this idea for these lectures, like, yo, you know, the venue costs this amount, blah, blah, blah. I'm about to do the books and the food. You know, if you put up this amount of money, I'm going to give you right back this amount of money. So no problem, let's do it. So that happens for this lecture, right? That happens for the next lecture, which is sacred geometry, right? That happens for that lecture. That happens for the Kemet mystery lecture. So I'm funding these lectures, these early lectures. So, but the bread is funny at the end of the lecture. I'm not getting the money I'm supposed to get back. At the end of each lecture, he's telling me, like, you know, listen, man, and, you know, hold on, we got a double counting, and this happening, that happening. So he's building a tab with me. You following so far? Now, real quick, I'm going to show you where me and King Simon met. This sacred geometry lecture right here. Right here, here's one video. That's part 1. And here's part 2. If you look right here where my mouse is, this is a doorway. And this is where King Simon had his little table set up, collecting the money to get in. He didn't know who I was. So when I come into the event, he at the door like, yo, let me see your ticket. It's $20. And I just like pushed right past him and keep on walking and then step onto the stage. I don't turn to the right to go get a seat. I walk right up on the stage behind Polite. If you look at me, you see me right here standing behind Polite on stage with the suit on. That's me with the dreads right here. See, people don't remember me with the dreads. So I'm standing here with the suit on. I got the I got the Gucci tie, the hard bottoms, gaiters. Like, so this is what I'm saying. When I say I came in with the swag and nobody was on that yet. So the people that's saying I'm hating on Polite by saying that, you can clearly see what he's wearing at this time when he's lecturing. You can clearly see me standing behind him on the stage as he's lecturing in a whole different type of outfit, right? And the reason why I'm standing on the stage is because I'm looking at how the event is going. I'm counting the seats to see how much money we're making. You understand what I'm saying? So fast forward, we done created this situation, right? So now we get to the laptop story. Make sure y'all can see me for the story.
Yes, we see you.
Okay, hold on, I don't see y'all. Okay, bam. All right, so put down my pad. So he's built up at this time. It's about $2,300 he owed me. So he tells me, listen, I got this thing going on. You know, I'm about to move into real estate and start doing these timeshares. And what I'm doing is I'm going into it with a group. So it's going to be a group of us that's going to go into this investment. Now, if you want, I could pay you back your bread, or I could take your bread as an investment in this real estate, and you'll be a part of the company. You know, you'll be a part of the company we forming. Woo, woo, woo. So I'm like, bro, I really want you to pay me back. However, it's easiest for you to pay me back. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want to do with the timeshare and all that, let's do it. He said, all right, well, cool. I'm getting ready to go down to Florida. You could roll with us. We're going to jump in the truck. We could roll down to Florida, and you can be with us while we do all the paperwork and all that, so you can make sure you see everything is whatever. So he says, be down at my house. I forgot what day it was, but be at my house at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. We're going to drive out from Brooklyn. So now I come from the Bronx on the train. Listen to this shit here. I come from the Bronx on the train with 2+ weeks worth of luggage. I got clothes enough for 2 weeks, but then I also got another bag with like electronics in it, like my laptops, my camera, so I could get footage and film and broadcast and all that. And then I also got another little bag that I'm carrying with books and herbs and all that to sell when we get down there, because we're gonna do a lecture down there or whatever at the same time. So I get to his crib, and I'm gonna be honest, you know what I'm saying? I know you're a BK guy, but from the Bronx, we always thought a certain type of way.
What we talking about here? What's happening?
We just always thought BK guys was like, you know what I mean? Like BK guys would get you if they could get you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a fact.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's not, if you know, yeah.
So anyway, I get down to his crib, knowing how the point of me making that Brooklyn reference is because when he told me be at his crib like 10, 11, we're going to roll out. I made it my business to be at his crib by 7:30 in the morning. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So that way I'm super early just to make sure that if anything, like just to make sure, because mind you, I'm supposed to be getting my money back for these events after each event. And after each event, it's a story and a breakdown about how I could get peace now and peace later, et cetera, et cetera. So when it's time to go, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to just make sure I do it this way. So that way, you know, I kind of cover all grounds. I get down there. I take the train to Brooklyn. I got so much luggage. I got to take a cab from the train up the block to his house. Mm-hmm. So I get up there, and because it's so early in the morning, when I'm knocking on the door, nobody's answering. This time in my mind, I'm not thinking nothing funny. I'm assuming that everybody's asleep. Mm-hmm. So I'm banging. Take out my phone, ringing the phone. It's going to voicemail. So I'm like, all right, maybe I overthought myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, maybe I overthought myself. I shouldn't have fucking got down here so early. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played myself. I should have waited till 10, 11. So let me lug this shit around the corner, grab some little coffee and, you know, hot chocolate or tea or something, a bagel. Like, you know, let me just walk to the store real quick. So I let an hour pass. I start calling the phone again, and hitting the door. Boom, 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 boom. No answer either one. I go across the street, hit the pay phone. I ring the pay phone. Instead of calling Polite, I call Aminette phone. Aminette picks up on the first ring. As soon as I say my name, like the phone start like bumbling and boom, boom, boom. And then after a few seconds, click, it hangs up. Mm. Put some more change in, call right back. Same thing happens. So now I'm thinking they inside the crib, not answering the door for me. So now I go back to the crib. I'm banging on the door. Boom, 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 boom,